Welcome everyone to the Circle Debate Podcast, MMA episode number 77. We're 7 in, ladies and gentlemen. This is the host of TV's One Ivan C here with my familia here, the West Side, the D-Generation West faction over here. And that is, of course, the Midas of Pain. That is right. They bring pain to all of you guys here from Southern California as well, besides us. That is, of course, Richard Midas, and of course, the reigning, defending, undisputed Tapology, two-time world champion.
Two-time, baby.
Time. That is Alex the Champ. See, I had to say that, you know? I had to.
Put some respect on my name, Ivan. You gotta put some respect on it.
Two times just means you lost the belt, okay? So you're
it's
beatable.
more than you have won.
You're beatable.
It's more than you have won. Have you won? Oh, not even once.
And I'm letting you know twice already. I'm runner-up twice in a row, so I'm coming after you.
But you know what they say about runner-ups? You're last. All right? You haven't won yet. It doesn't matter if you win by an inch, a mile.
I know you're scared. You're shaking in your Fedor chonies. I'm coming after you.
A win's a win.
I'm coming after you.
Oh, my God.
We'll see.
We'll see, right?
You tried and you failed. All attempts.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, today we do not have Coach Vera because he's coaching his students to get ready for this upcoming tournament this weekend up in Arizona. So we wish Coach Vera and his students, from the BJJ in Tarzana, the best of luck. So good luck with that in that tournament.
Good luck.
Of course, the director, he is directing band, so he's busy today, and of course the chosen one, another one too, getting busy as well.
You know what? Let's just cut to the chase. All right.
Here we go.
They didn't show up because they're scared of me. All right. They're scared of losing. They're embarrassed. All right. I'm the reason why people want to tend to watch this channel, want to watch this show. Okay. I am the MMA show. I am everything that represents this title. Okay. I am the champion. All right. None of those guys have scared me. None of them scare me. Not Jose, not Chris. None of those guys, okay? Because they lost before and they will lose again, and again. All right? Prove to it. I'm the best. I'm a two-time champ. No one's beating me besides you, but you got lucky, Ivan. You got lucky. It was the shortest reign ever. But now we're back to business. We're talking about, obviously, the next UFC event, Chandler and versus Oliveira, which I will win again. And still, baby.
We'll see about that. But yes, there you have it. We are here at episode 7, ladies and gentlemen, discussing about UFC 262 coming this Saturday. We're going to go ahead and give our predictions of this upcoming event. And we're all excited, but, due to circumstances, 2 fights were off the cards. Obviously, Diaz was injured, a minor injury, so that Diaz versus Leon Edwards was scrapped away because of Diaz's injury. Now that will be saved for 263 according to the reports. So we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully, I'm hoping it does happen, but we'll have to wait and see. And also, we had another one. It was, I believe, another match was scheduled as well that we see here. It was it was like more than one. So we have the other one. We have Alex Perez and Matt Schnell. That was the schedule for the event. Didn't happen either. So I believe Perez had a force out because of undisclosed injuries. Jose Alvarez was scheduled to face Christos Giagos, and that was also removed because of visa issues. I'm like, wow. So we have 3 fights that were removed. So man, Jesus Christ, man. I don't know how. I'm gonna go with you, Richard. How do you feel so far with these 3 are out of the card? You still feel like this pay-per-view has a chance to, live up to its level where it's supposed to be this Saturday? How do you feel about it?
I still believe so, just because there's 2 names that stand out, and that makes me want to buy pay-per-view, and that's Oliveira and Chandler. That alone, especially in the lightweight division, there's so much commotion. And then you think of lightweight, you think of those guys, you think of Ferguson. You think of McGregor, and you think his upcoming matchup, and that's all I need. That's the only event. Even if this car was cut in half, I would still purchase it. Just because I want to see how Chandler's gonna, be in a spotlight. His big, he worked his whole life for this moment, and so has Oliveira. We're gonna get into it later on, but that fight alone, I'll purchase it. I don't think it hurts it too bad. You have Tony Ferguson, You have Caitlin Chikugian, who's also a title challenger. You have a lot of veterans in this card. So yeah, even with those fights gone, I'm still very, very interested.
Absolutely. Do you feel the same, Alex?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, I think everyone wants to watch the main event, especially casual fans. That's all they care about is Oliveira and Chandler. I mean, yeah, it does suck, especially fans that do enjoy it. They're going to miss 3 good fights. But, they'll eventually happen. They'll be rescheduled, and they'll be 100%. So, fortunately, it sucks. But, the card has to keep going. And I still believe that this card is going to put out probably the best card of probably the year.
I think so. I believe so, too. I think that main event will be there, which we'll get to. So, I mean, just seeing embedded already, I was like, oh, shit. It's already getting me there. It's already getting me there. But, yeah, let's go ahead and discuss now with the prelims. We have how many fights? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have about 7 fights. 7 fights in the early preliminary cards. So I'm going to go with you, back to you, Alex. Which one are you looking forward to seeing in the preliminary cards? I mean, I can go ahead and name them down for you. I mean, we have Ronaldo Sosa, Andre Muniz, Lando Banata versus Mike Grundy, Andrea Lee versus Antonia Sheveko, I guess the other Sheveko sister, Jordan Wright, Jamie Pickett, Gina Masani versus Priscilla Cochera, Kevin Aguilar versus Tucker Lutz, and I guess the replacement for Alvarez was Sean Soriano versus Cristo Gallegos. So I don't know what fight you're looking forward for their early preliminary cards.
I'm gonna go with Mike Grundy and Lando Veneta.
Okay.
Lando Veneta's, especially, I mean, he's a guy that always brings it. I think none of his fights are ever boring. He always comes and brings an exciting fight, and so does Grundy too. I picture this pair being like probably fight in the night because they both bring it and they're both exciting and they always go for the kill. Especially Lando too. So even though in defeat, he still puts on a really good performance and still grabs a fight tonight. So I'm excited to watch that one for sure. I think the prelims, I think that one's going to be possibly even win fight tonight for sure.
All right. How about you, Richard? How do you feel? Which one do you agree with him, or do you have a different fight?
That's a good fight too. One fight that stands out was Ronaldo Souza versus Andrew Muniz. And Souza too, I love him just because he's a Strikeforce veteran. I have a soft spot for those guys. He's coming off 3 losses. I mean, he lost to Kevin Holland, who Holland, I believe, was on his back, and he just threw that nasty hammer fist and knocked him out. That was hard to watch. Then before that, he lost to Jan. There's no shame in that. We know where he's at. Then he lost to So he lost to Jack Hermanson. Then he beat Weidman. Kind of up and down. At one point, I really thought he was going to get a shot at the championship. I mean, he was a former Strikeforce champion. Then he comes into UFC like a bat out of hell, gets 5 wins in a row. Then he loses to Yoel Romero. Then he beats Vitor. I mean, he's fought through who's who. And it's kind of a decline now of his career. He's coming off 3 losses in a row. And then he's fighting pretty much sort of an unknown on Muniz. I mean, Muniz has, 4 fights in UFC, and 2 of those are in the Dana White Contender Series.
Yeah.
And I like Muniz just because, he's coming in. He's only 31 years old, while Jacare, I believe, is 41 years old. I think he's 10 years older than him. He has 20 wins in a row with 4 losses. He can do it all. He has 4 knockouts, 13 submissions. So this is a real dangerous fight for Jacare when you have a hungry contender like that. I mean, this is pretty much a moment where if Jacare wins, he could there's still light in his career. I'm not saying he should retire, but this is a big fight he needs to win. This is a hungry contender. He really needs to win this fight. And if he loses, I mean, that's when the questions pop up. Maybe he should hang it up.
I feel like he should hang it up because, I mean, come on. You can't afford to lose this one.
Yeah.
You lost 3 already. I mean, you went back to middleweight, because he was a lightweight and then went back.
Yeah.
So it's,
like heavyweight and then middleweight.
Yeah. So.
And when you're doing that, you're questioning your career, You're like, do I go a different weight? Maybe I could win there. And then you lose, you go back.
Kind of like what Weidman did.
The first round. Yeah, exactly. So it's when you're doing that, you're contemplating your next move. Maybe it's time to hang him up. And he's had a stellar career. He could say he's a world champion. Yeah, so
I agree. Yeah, he had great fights, man. Yeah. If you go back to his career, he really did have some good fights. I enjoyed his.
It's crazy. The guys he's beaten. Vitor Belfort, he's defeated. He's beat Gegard Mousasi. I mean, Okami. I mean,
Hey, the
He's done it
Masazi
all.
one was the one that shocked me.
Yeah.
And that shocked me more. 'Cause I was like, what? I didn't expect that. But,
Oh yeah.
man, yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, if he loses this one, he should hang it up. I mean, there's nothing else to do.
Oh,
I mean, I don't know if they can afford cutting him as well, too, because we don't know if Dana's going to cut him. Because either way, the way how the middleweight division looks is just like not the best.
you just don't know. Yeah. I mean, you really don't know. I mean, they just cut that fighter who just fought this past week in Green.
Oh,
They
yeah.
cut him today, I believe. But then, yeah, you cut him, and then you still have Cerrone, who's in a losing streak. And I believe they're going to give him another fight. They were saying they're going to give him one more bout.
Yeah, they're going to push him back to 155 in the lightweight division.
So
they said the only reason why he took it because of Diego Sanchez. But if it was another opponent, he would never fought at 170.
No wonder why he took that fight. I mean, but he suffered the consequences last week. I mean, not TKO first round. Man, I love Cowboy, man. He has heart, but that's another person who should hang his boots. You know, like hang those boots up, because even Dano told him, you need to hang it up, man. I mean, you've proven already yourself. I don't know. There's nothing left in the tank to prove.
It's crazy. And then Diego gets cut as well.
Well, yeah.
for different reasons, but still, he's another guy who was on a losing streak.
Yeah. No, definitely. But I mean, for me, myself, I'm with you. You know what? I am with you on that one. I'm looking forward to seeing that fight, Richard. I am with you, because that one is the one that I got to see if he's going to win or not. I mean, but I have do or die, right?
Exactly. And you think on paper, like, oh, he should beat him. Look at the guys he defeated. But those last 3 losses, it's now questionable.
Yeah.
And this kid is kind of unknown. A lot of people don't know him. But if he beats Jacare, the whole world's going to know this kid.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's prelim fight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
prelim.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
If I'm mistaken. And also, he's a 2-time champion. I'm sorry. Jacare also won the Dream middleweight championship in Japan. Yeah,
By
right
beating,
after
Mayhem.
Yeah.
Mayhem Miller.
Yeah, I know.
If Chris was here, he would be talking about it right now.
Oh, yeah, he'll be talking about it right now. Yeah, definitely. He'll be definitely talking about it. I mean, man, just looking at the rankings is so bad right now. Even in the middleweight division is so bad.
It's just there's no one right now, I feel like.
Yeah, there really isn't no one. I mean,
I know Marvin Vittori's gonna fight Adesanya, and I know a lot of people don't like that fight, but I think it's gonna be a really good fight. I think it's gonna be a tough fight for Adesanya, in my opinion. Vittori can fight.
He can fight.
And in the first time, it was a split decision, so barely beat him. So, and then Vittori's grown so much too since that fight too. He's gotten so much better. So
I agree. I definitely agree. I would like to see Uriah Hall get him later on, get a title shot. I wanted him to get a title shot later on. Maybe like I said on the last one, I think he needs like another fight or 2. I'd say one more, maybe one, and then get a shot. I just hope he does too, because I think that's another name that needs to be speaking about in that title contendership. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Vittori. I think you're right. He's gonna give Adesanya a fight. That's for sure. I'm looking forward to seeing that. All right, now let's go ahead and discuss now with the main card. So now let's start with the first fight. So which we have, looks like we do have
Snow.
Yeah, Schnell versus Roguero Potorin. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know how to. Man, I don't know. Man, these guys are like Latin or what?
Yeah.
Jesus. So I'll go with you, Richard. Who do you got on this one?
This was tough. Alex and I know Matt Schnell, well, not personally, but we've seen him years ago. I don't know if you remember the show MTV Caged.
Yeah,
back in 2012, where it was kind of like day in a life on these guys trying to be pros, and these amateurs just trying to make it. And he's one of the guys that did make it, and it's awesome to see him going to UFC. I mean, he was 10-2 before he got signed. Then he goes in Ultimate Fighter. I think it was a Tournament of Champions. So they got 16, I believe, flyweights all over the world as champion. He was a champion in his promotion. He comes in. He does pretty well. He did lose to Tim Elliott. It was no shame. Elliott winning the whole damn tournament and then getting the shot versus Demetrius Johnson. And that was a great fight as well. but he's coming in with a lot of a win. You know, Tyson Nam too just defeated, which is a big win. Tyson Nam has also been around the game for a long time. Sort of a journeyman. You always heard his name outside of the UFC, and he got his shot. But with his opponent, Rogerio, he's coming off 2 losses, I believe. He's 16 wins. And when I was looking at those 16 wins and analyzing, you know, his statistics, he has 11 submissions, which is scary.
That is scary.
And yeah, he has coming 2 losses in a row, but I like to see that because now he's hungry. He knows these 2 losses in a row. He needs to win this because you never know, his 3rd loss in a row, he could get cut.
Yeah.
You just never know with the UFC and Dana White. I mean, we've seen it. So no one's safe right now. I'm gonna go over. I think Rogerio's gonna win by submission.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with him. I like Snow. I think Snow could also win. I think it's very even, to be honest. But I either goes decision either way, or I think Rogerio's gonna win by submission.
What round?
I'll go with 3rd round.
Okay, so you go with Chanel by submission, 3rd round.
I'm sorry, Rogerio by submission.
Oh, Rodrigo. Okay.
But you never know. Snell could win too. It's very. I mean, I think it's pretty even.
I mean, also him. He won 8 by submission. I mean, that's another. Yeah, I mean, just your styles. But oh my God, yeah.
Because Snell only has like 5 losses now, and 1 is only by submission, so he hasn't really been tested.
Mm-hmm.
He has been tested, but he also could defend. He's a great ground fighter as well. But I won't be surprised by, you know, Rogerio's statistics and his history that he could get a submission win.
All right. Alex, what do you got?
I'm going to go with the opposite. I'm going to go Louisiana boy. I'm going to go with Matt Chanel.
It's possible.
Again, I feel like he's going to be good enough to defend those takedowns and keep it stand-up. And I think that's where he's getting really – he's improving so much, too, because of his last win. Tyson M is very good on the feet, and Matt Chanel put on a clinic against him. He made it look really good. Even though it was a really close fight, Tyson M brought it, but, you know, Matt Chanel landed the cleaner punches, and he's getting sharper every single fight. So I think he's going to defend those takedowns, and he's going to keep it on the feet where he's comfortable. And I think Rodrigo's not really comfortable on the feet. Like you said, he's more of a submission guy, and I feel he's going to keep it on the feet and get a decision win for sure for now.
Yeah, you put me in a tough bind here, man, because I'm both of them are great. Just by the looks of the statistics, they're both submission artists. By the looks of it, I mean, man,
it's like a coin flip.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah,
it is a coin flip on this. You can go either way on this one, but I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna stick my guns with Rogerio. I'm gonna go with him by decision.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like maybe he's gonna get the upper hand, and like how Richard said, he's gonna need this win, and he might get that upset, maybe. So I'm gonna go with him. I'm gambling here with him on decision because it's gonna be a good fight, though.
Oh, absolutely. And then if people don't know about Cage, I suggest you guys look up that show because it was only 1 season show on MTV, but it really documented really good how it is to be an MMA fighter and what they go through. And they're showing, their personal life, but also showing them cutting weight in the day of the fight. So, and it documents every fighter, and their goal is to obviously make it as a pro and get signed. And I don't want to spoil it, but then again, Machino does get signed. Obviously, people know this already, but he got signed with Tito Ortiz. Tito Ortiz ended up signing him with Punishment. And it's so cool to see from where he's been from since Caged. Now he's fighting UFC, and he's doing really good. So it's really cool to see. But yeah, if you guys haven't seen it, Caged, MTV. It was a really good show.
Yeah, it's another show that MTV blew up by not re-signing. I don't know why they didn't try to make it. It
was such a good show. It was a really good show.
Yeah.
It really showed how it really was.
Yeah.
Better than Wrestling Society X, I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, come on.
I'm kidding.
That was a good show, man.
But what
it was different. It was something different.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is not wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. This is MMA.
And by the way, they did something that AEW couldn't do. Put a good explosion.
Okay,
that's
yeah,
true.
That's true.
The pyros were
the pyros. All right. All right, so let's move on out with the second one. We got a featherweight division fight here. Shane Burgos versus Edson Barbosa. Let's go back to you, Richard. Who do you got on this one?
Shane is a really good fighter. You know, I believe he's 13-2. Some of the fights that pop up to mind when he defeated Cub Swanson.
Yeah.
He's coming up. He's 6-2 in the UFC. I know he's coming off a loss, I believe, to Emmett. He needs to win this fight, especially versus a veteran like Edson. Edson's the one I could talk about him for days. But also he's coming off a win versus Makwan Murakami. Before that, he has 3 losses in a row. Edson's a guy who's pretty much been up and down in his career. I mean, he's beaten some of the best in the world. He's beaten Gavin Melendez. He's beaten Anthony Pettis. And then he loses to Kevin Lee. And then he loses to Justin Gaethje. But the guys he's losing to are like, look who you're losing to. You're losing to Khabib. You're losing to Justin Gaethje. You're losing to Tony Ferguson.
Yeah.
You're losing to Donald Cerrone when Cerrone was in prime in 2014. I mean, so he ain't losing to, you know, nobodies. He's fighting the best in the world. He lost to Michael Johnson, who at one point was a top contender. So he needs to win this fight for sure. I think he's going to win it. I see him winning by decision. But I love Edson. Like, we've seen him grow into pretty much a kid to a man. He started UFC when he was, I believe, 24 years old. He's now 35. I think he's been in UFC for 11 years now.
Yeah, he's been for quite some time.
And this is where he gets serious. What does he want to do? He's tried now. I think now he's more of a well-rounded fighter. Even though he has those 3 losses, 2 of those 3 losses were by split decisions.
Yes.
So he still has it. I just think now he has to really focus and say, hey, I want to go to top 10 and hopefully get a shot. Because this is pretty much, he's in his mid-30s. He's going to have to decide, I want to be a top 10 contender and get that shot one more time, try to go for it, or just be the guy in the main card here and there. And they're going to feed him to these young guys. And now he has that marquee name. When you think of Edson, you think of that spinning kick. That's who was it? Alex knows. Yeah, to Terry Edom. You think of a spinning wheel kick. I mean, you think of that, that's the fight that pops up. So, I mean, do you want to be a highlight reel? Do you want to be a guy that lost to the best? Or do you want to win tonight versus Shane and improve, hey, no, I want to do something before I leave? So this is a big fight for Edson. I think he knows that, and I'm going to give it to him by decision.
Definitely. Wow. Man.
Wait, who'd you pick?
Edson.
I'm picking Edson by decision.
All right.
Nothing against Shane. Shane's a good fighter too, but I just think Edson's going to take it.
And not only that, I mean, this will actually put Edson up in the rankings. He's what? Right now, he's at number 13 in the rankings overall. Mm-hmm. Shane's at 9. So this will kind of like ante up for him. But like how you said earlier, it's like he needs to stay consistent of winning, because how is he going to get a title shot if he keeps on, you know, fluctuating, losing one and winning one and losing one, and then you're all over the place in the rankings. So it's like you can't even stay on one lane, and that's the major concern for Edson's career. And then from there, how you said, like, what does he have to prove? You want that title shot? Well, stay consistent, stay winning, strategize coming up, you know, for your upcoming fights. Especially,
he wins this, he breaks the top 10. Yeah, and then from there, who knows?
That's true. Definitely. Champ, who do you got, Champ?
It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I think it's the same as the last one. So anyone could win, pretty much. I mean, they're so skill-wise, they're so even, and it's like the UFC is always. Here's the thing: UFC is always going to love Edson because he's always going for the knockout. He's always trying to go for the highlight reel, and Dana loves that. Dana loves guys like that, and he's always going to. I mean, let's be honest. If Edson were to lose 3 in a row, he's still going to fight because Dana loves those guys. Always bring it, and you know, if Edson, his past few fights has been up and down, you know, and like I said, he has to be consistent with wins, and you know, he's a guy like it's just hard. It's sad to see because he's so talented, and he could, you know, he could really be up there and be a champion. But then again, you think about it, you know, he's getting older. He's 35 years old. You know, clock is ticking. Yeah, like I said, you know, he fought guys like Amir Khani, had a win over him, but you really think about before he lost to guys like Paul Felder, Gaethje, Dan Ige, tough guys. Yeah. You know, but it's the time where you're gonna have to stay, you know, consistent wins, and you know, Burgos is a tough guy. He's a tough customer. He comes to fight every time, and he's kind of like a brawler. He comes in with a lot of pressure. And I think that's going to be the key for victory for Burgos is stay away from the leg kicks and just go close enough where he can land a big punch. But in my opinion, I think I'm going to go with Edson. I'm going to go with the veteran. I feel like he's going to close the distance. He's going to keep distance with the leg kicks, body kicks, and keep the distance and just, outstrike him. And I think that's going to be the game plan. He's going to go, and he's going to get the win. I think it's going to be probably a decision.
Awesome. All right. I'm going to have to follow you guys' lead because it's tough. This is a tough one, too. I'm with you. Both.
And he needs a win. He needs a win.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Big time. He needs a win. I mean, both of them are great strikers. But, and obviously the veteran has the most by the knockouts. So most of his wins is like, I'm going to have to go with Edson on this one, man. I think.
And then also, like, Burgos hasn't fought in a year, too. So
I know. I just saw that. I guess they fought in a year. Like, what?
And it was a loss, too, against Emmett. So.
Yeah.
And you don't want to have ring rust against Edson.
Yeah.
No, you don't. You can't make a mistake when you're fighting Edson.
No.
So you got to be 100% when you're fighting Edson. So we'll see. We'll see mentally and physically how he shows up.
I'm gonna have to go with this one. I'm gonna go with Edson too. I'm gonna play it safe with decision.
Mm-hmm.
I know. But I kind of wanted to choose the third round. I think he'll probably knock him out, but he could, but I'm just gonna stick with the decision. You never know. But I mean, hopefully this win gets him up in the rankings, gets him up there, and like was mentioned earlier, him to stay consistent of winning his fights to get that title shot. Because I mean, even that featherweight division as well. I mean, it's not much either. I mean, Volkanovski, I'm not knocking him off. He's a great champ, great champ. But I mean, look what we have in the top five rankings. You have Max Holloway, you have Brian Ortega, Guillermo Rodriguez, Jansun Chung, and Calvin Qatar. I mean,
oh my gosh, the fight with Barboza and Rodriguez. Oh,
yeah,
that'd be amazing,
right?
Oh, put them if Barboza wins, put him against Rodriguez. Oh my god, that'll be it could be a fight night.
Yes.
Too.
Oh, that's a fight night for sure.
Hell yeah.
Two guys that go for the knockout have insane highlight reels. Oh, that'd be amazing.
That would be an amazing fight. I would definitely like to see that. Hopefully, you never know.
And he does that, like you said, 2-3 wins, he could be, in title contention.
Yeah. That's
all it takes.
Definitely. All right, now let's move on with the women's flyweight bout here that we have. Caitlin Chukagian versus Vivian Aru. I don't know how to say the last name. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Chukagian. Jesus, man. Versus Vivian Araújo. So, Richard, take it away. Who do you got on this one?
Caitlin's a really good fighter. We've known her history. She's fought for the championship.
Yes.
I think I might be wrong. I believe when she got the championship shot, she got 2 wins in a row. Then she got the champion, shot the title. Yep. It's hard to see that division, especially with you have 2 champions in the women's division like her and Shevchenko Nunes, and they're pretty much creating contenders for them. Yeah. You have these girls beating each other, and I feel like in that division especially, there's not really consistency. Like you win one, you lose one, you win 2, and then you get a shot.
Yeah.
You could win 2 impressive wins, and they feed you to a lion like Shevchenko. And that's what they're doing in that division. And Caitlin got her shot, and she didn't do so well. I mean, and that's spoken for everyone that Shevchenko fights. Yeah. But she's just coming off a win. Cynthia too. She just defeated Cynthia Cavallo. That
was a good fight, by the way.
Very good fight. And Cynthia is another girl that she wins one and then she loses a couple, and then she wins. Oh, now she's in title contention. The same thing. Caitlin also defeated Calderwood, JoJo.
Yeah.
And they're talking about her getting a shot at the championship. And if you look at her record, it's been kind of rocky. So they toss these poor girls to Shevchenko, and she pretty much destroys them in the most brutal fashion that you could think of. We just saw that versus Andrade.
Oh my God! Yeah.
And Caitlin is another girl that I believe lost to Andrade, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, she did.
So she's a tough girl. I mean, she's fought the best. She's defeated Lauren Murphy, who's another girl who's coming up. She's defeated Alexis Davis. She defeated Shevchenko's sister. I can go on her based off her experience and her skill level that she might beat Vivian. But then again, Vivian is coming in. I believe she's only had, 5 fights at UFC, 6 fights at UFC. She's 4-1. And she lost to Jessica Ai, which is no embarrassment. Jessica Ai is a top contender as well.
She is.
But with Vivian, she has 10 wins. She has 4 submissions, 3 knockouts. She just defeated Roxanne Modafferi, who's pretty much a pioneer in the women's division. She's had her championship fights. She's fought for the Invicta Championship. She's fought for the UFC Championship. So that's why I like this fight with Caitlin and Vivian. They both fought some of the toughest girls that were title challengers. So they could handle that high level. And with looking at that, I think Vivian's going to do the upset. I think Vivian's going to win by decision. I think she's hungry. I think with coming out with those 2 wins in a row, her beating Caitlin gets her a big step and being the next, contender. I just hope if she does beat Caitlin, she gets a couple more fights and then she gets a shot, because knowing that division, she'll beat Caitlin right away. They'll probably toss her to get, a title shot.
Yeah, but I mean, by the looks of it here, though, but if Caitlin wins, she's number 2 in the rankings. I mean, she's going to get a shot.
She's number 2, but then again, I hate to say it's pretty much going to be the same outcome.
Yeah.
I don't see Caitlin's, like I said, she's tough, but what does that mean when you're tough? You just take a beating for 25 minutes or, 10 minutes out. However, Shevchenko wants that fight to last, she'll make it last. You tell Shevchenko's such a dominant champion, you tell her I want it to end the second round, she probably can do it.
Yeah.
I
can step in and see that.
And that's what I was saying. She beat JoJo, she beat Jennifer, and then she got the shot at the championship. And then we saw that was TKO, elbows, and punches in the third round. Horrible. And then she beats her sister, and then she loses to Jessica Andrade. Now she beats Cavallo, and now you're telling me if she beats Vivian, she's going to get the championship shot? Since that loss to Shevchenko, if she beats Vivian this weekend, she's going to be 2-2 the last 4 fights, and then she's a number 2 contender. That shows how kind of lackluster that division is.
Yeah.
You're just, really, you're number 2 and you're coming off 2-2. If you do beat Vivian this weekend and you're ranked number 2 in the world, Shevchenko's playing out division. They're just creating title challenges for her. And they might do it with Vivian as well.
Vivian's the number 7. So imagine her winning the fight.
She beats her now. She's ranked, 2 or 3 now? She didn't beat her?
Yep.
That's what's crazy. Anyone could be a contender at this point. You could win 2-3 fights or 2 fights and go in. And that's what's crazy about this division. Dana needs to go start scouting and finding some hungry girls and maybe tell Shevchenko take a year off and build a division or something.
Right.
We see some other guys look at Jacker. Jacker at one point had 5 wins in UFC and wasn't even talked. They weren't even talks really with him getting a championship. And a lot of fighters too that have Cerrone had to win how many fights just to get the shot?
Oh my God, really?
Michael Bisping. Bisping is another legend. How many fights you had to win and scratch and claw your way up to get a shot? And this division, you can win 2-3 fights and you're in.
Yeah.
And I think you would have to say no. I'm not ready yet. Let me win a couple of fights in this division and get my shot. And that's what I hope Vivian does. I think Vivian does have a bright future, and I see her winning by decision.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Champ, what do you got for us, Champ?
Like I said, I think experience always wins. I feel like experience always wins. I feel like when you fight some of the top people, you get experience, and I think Caitlin's gonna win. I think Caitlin wins by decision. Again, she's been up and down. Ever since she lost to Valentina, she beat her sister, and then lost to Andrade, which was got knocked out. And then she can rebound to get a win against Cavillo. But then again, Vivian is very tough. If you saw her last Roxanne, he's the been around. She's fought for the title, and Vivian looked really good. She looked really good, and he's mean. She pushed up because she, like I said, experience. She's fought some of the tough girls. She's fought for the title, and Caitlin's really good. Pretty much, she's a little bit good in everywhere. You go in the ground. She's got some submissions. I know she trains with guys like Gary Tonin, who's like a world champion in jiu-jitsu, and then, you know, has a really good team. And I think her stand-up is getting better too. So I just feel like, you know, like I said, experience is gonna help her, and she's gonna win by decision.
All right, so you got Caitlin by decision. Damn, but you know, by far these 3 fights that we've been mentioning it's even. It's even, right?
It's tough.
It's a tough one, man. You can lose your belt here that day, bro.
I know.
You might lose your belt that day. And oh man, this is a tough one.
Who knows?
Man.
All of us might have like the lowest scores ever.
I don't know. I think we're all gonna have a low score because this is gonna be like the toughest one. Shit. I mean, you're both on points what you said about Vivian and Caitlin. Experience more with Caitlin. That's the one key factor that I believe she has more than Vivian. But this would be an upset if she does win.
If you look at Caitlin's losses, she's not losing to lower ranked girls.
No, not at all. Not at all. She lost to, top contenders.
Like Andrade, former world champion, Shevchenko, who's the king. I mean, she's losing to tough girls. I mean, they're not lower ranked, fighters. She's
just that fight.
But my point is not as tough as Shevchenko. Like, Alex, do you really? I want to ask you, if Caitlin wins, like Ivan was saying, she's number 2. And then she wins another one, maybe then she gets a shot. I mean,
no one beats Shevchenko, no one beats Nunez. I think I said this last time,
which is crazy. I'm so baffled by looking at it.
Yeah, that's the only problem. That's the only issue.
They're playing the what if,
Yeah, I mean, they are playing the what if.
But then again, the sport, you really never know. Anything could happen. Yeah. I mean, look at Joanna. I mean, she was dominating, and then I don't know where Rose Namajunas, knocked her out. Never expected Joanna was going to rule that division for a very long time. And look what happened. Rose, knocked her out. So I think anything is possible. But I mean, but then again, you gotta be looking. You gotta be serious. Who's really a threat right now? I think people just want to see Shevchenko versus Nunez.
And then they brought Andrade to that division. She gets one win, and then she gets demolished. And Andrade is a beast in her own right. And I don't think anyone thought it was going to be that quick.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the other issue is
we might have to bring Kayla Harrison from PFL to fight these girls. I mean, she's the only one that really makes sense. Who's undefeated?
Yeah, and then
she's not ready.
Not only that, I mean, you haven't seen Kayla fought since November.
Yeah.
And Vivian's just fought in January. So I don't know how the ring rust there, the difference.
I don't think it should be too big of a problem. It's not like it's been a year and it's only been a few months.
No, yeah, it's only like a few months apart. But it's just like knowing, like, is she gonna go with the same game plan, or that's like the other question, Like, I don't know if she's familiar, like Caitlin's familiar with Vivian, like how her fighting abilities. So that's the only thing I'm kind of like more concerned. But I'm gonna have to go with you on this one, Alex. I'm gonna have to go with Caitlin by decision. It's a tough one, but I think veteran experience has a lot more to do with it on this one. So I'm gonna have to go with her.
Forget Vivian was also a pancreas champion.
Yes, but still, I mean, oh, man, it's tough. It's tough, man. But I'm going Caitlin.
She's a good fighter too. It's a tough. All those 3 fights are tough.
Oh yeah. And then how about the next one coming up? Let's see. That one's easy for you guys. And let's move into the lightweight belt in the men's division. Tony Ferguson versus Benel Dariush.
Tough one.
Jesus. So Richard, take it away, man. Who do you got on that one?
I'm looking at the record. Ferguson, love or hate him, he's gonna bring the fight. That guy's so exciting. He's come off 2 losses to Charles Oliveira. Look at where Oliveira now. He's getting the championship shot. He lost to Gaethje, which was a brutal fight to watch.
Fucking brutal fight. Oh my god.
I was yelling at the just thinking about there's some fights that are hard to watch. That was hard to watch recently. The Glover Teixeira fight versus Smith was hard to watch.
Oh my gosh.
Those are some fights recently that just so hard. It was just such a bloodbath.
It definitely was.
And the thing is, Ferguson's not going to give up. You're going to have to kill that guy to get him out of there. And it's scary to me to watch Ferguson because we know some of his personal history. You know, he's had some issues outside the cage, and he's taking a lot of punishment. I mean, he's the kind of guy where you got to throw the kitchen sink at him to take him out.
Mm-hmm.
And you literally got to throw the damn house on top of him to get him out. And
Absolutely.
it's just so I really hope. I mean, this could be maybe a deciding factor. I'm not saying retire because 3 losses in a row, but then again, look at another former champion, Woodley. He gets a few losses, 3 losses in a row. Now we're talking about him to retire. So it's a big possibility if he loses in a bad fashion versus Dariush, we could be talking about retirement. If a guy before those 2 losses had a winning streak of 8, 10 fights?
Yeah.
Who was dominating. He's defeated Donald Cerrone, Anthony Pettis, Kevin Lee, Rafael Anjos, Edson Barboza, we were talking about earlier, Josh Thompson. He's beaten the best in the world. He's won the interim championship. I mean, he needs to win this fight in order to still be a serious contender. If he loses this, then we have a new star in Dariush, who I believe is in a winning streak of what? He's in a winning streak of what, 6 fights, I believe?
Oh my God, he's in a six winning streak. Yeah, 6-fight winning streak.
He's hungry. Yeah. He's been 13-5, I believe, in the UFC. He has a ton of fights. He's a multiple-time black belt jiu-jitsu world champion. Especially he's a 4 times in no-gi. I mean, which works also obviously in MMA. And with him, you don't know what kind of fashion he's doing. If you look at those recent wins, he won by split, and then he wins by spinning back fist KO. Yeah, 2 knockouts. One of them spinning back fist. Then he gets 2 submissions. One of those submissions was a triangle, armbar triangle, and the other one was a rear naked choke. So that's dangerous. He's dangerous on the feet and he's dangerous on the ground, which makes it a very fun fight. And it's sort of tailor made for Ferguson.
Hell yeah!
Because he'll stand. So like you said, what I mean. Oh man, what I mean by entertaining, it's entertaining to us because Ferguson could get his ass kicked for the first 2 rounds and he'll get the knockout win out of nowhere.
Right.
He'll take that. He'll take it, and it just hurts me as a fan because I don't want to see that. Ferguson is really, I love watching him fight, and he needs to win. I think an impressive to come back and be a serious contender because he could win this fight and then right away he could be the next challenger. Why wouldn't he? He could be the next challenger versus the winner of Oliveira and Chandler. He goes that in. He goes, easy that way. But with this fight, this is another toss-up. I could see Dariush winning. He's a serious veteran, but then I could see Ferguson winning. Looking at my notes is really hard to decide.
I know, but it's just so hard.
It's really hard. Oh, jeez. I mean,
and Ferguson's number 5 in the rankings, and Dariush, he's number 9. So I mean, this is Dariush, excuse me. He could actually move up to that, and that's gonna be.
Oh yeah, that's what's crazy. He can move up that easy. A lot of these fights are just these rankings that you could just jump up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And there's like a trend where you see these, if we're looking at the card, these are fights where you have the young contender versus the guy kind of up there, but he could be the throne, and now this contender could be now in the top 5, which is crazy. A lot of these fights are like that. And with Ferguson, oh man, I want to say Ferguson, but I won't be surprised if Dariush wins. Because I could picture Ferguson knocking him out.
Tough call.
I'm gonna go with my heart. I'm gonna go with Ferguson.
All right.
I think Ferguson. Oh man, that's tough. I'm gonna say Ferguson. Let's say, jeez, I say a stoppage. I say a knockout.
Oh wow!
What round? The last one?
Yeah, let's go 3rd round.
I love it.
Because if you look at his last 2 wins versus Cerrone and Pettis, and those were corner stoppages, doctor stoppages.
Yes.
He'll take a beating just to throw everything at you, and a doctor's gonna stop it, or your corner's gonna stop it because of just how much of a beating he's thrown. But he could come out that fight and you're gonna say who won, because you couldn't even tell just by looking at their faces who's the winner. That's just crazy with Ferguson. It looks like he lost most of his fights, but he wins.
I agree.
But he really needs to win this fight. I mean, if he loses, he goes down, and where does he go from there?
I still feel like they won't let him go. The fact is because The other 2 fights that he had were top contender fighters.
Yeah.
So they were mediocres. I mean, this is another upcoming star in the rankings itself. I don't see Dana letting him go. He'll give him another shot. He just have to, start from the bottom, build his way back up again. That's the only thing that he will need to do. And just being the co-main event, that's interesting too.
Mm-hmm. So, if he wins, then he could fight even McGregor. He's been calling McGregor for years. That's
why
another
not?
Fight.
Yeah,
he's been calling out. I wish that Khabib fight would have happened. I mean, it was rescheduled like 100 times.
Oh my God.
Ferguson Khabib.
I wish it would have happened. Jeez.
But yeah, I'm gonna say I say he wins by KO.
Oh my God. All right, let's see what Champ got on this one. Go ahead, Champ. Talk to me.
I'm gonna keep it short and simple, baby. I'm gonna go with Darush. I think he gets it done. I think it's his time. I think he's ready.
It's so close.
I think he's ready. He's ready. I think this is his time to really prove who he really is, and I think it's a match made in heaven for him. I think it's a perfect opponent for Darush. I think it fits his style. And let's be honest, the last fight against Oliveira, all he really did was take him down and dominate him there. If Oliveira could take this guy down, Darush is going to do it very easy because Darush is a world-class wrestler. Yes. And if Oliveira can do it, and Oliveira's not really a really good wrestler, Darush is going to have a fun time taking him down. And I see that just him taking him down and just dominating him. I'm going to be honest. I think he takes him down. But then again, Darush is getting so good of a stand-up too. He's knocking guys out too. So his stand-up is improving, and he has a really good camp with Kings MMA with Rafael Cordero, who's a master when it comes to stand-up and everything. And I think he's ready. I think this, he's 32 right now, and I feel like right now Ferguson's kind of on his way out. I feel like he's getting to a point where, you're taking so much beatings and you're getting to so much wars. It drains on you. Yeah. And I think right now Darush is fresh. Right now I feel like he's ready. And, I think Darush hasn't really been in a lot of wars. So, again, he's sticking to what he knows, and he's a great wrestler and a great grappler. And also he could bang too. So I'm going to go to Darush. I think, and he's a guy I've been watching for a very long time. And I think he's ready finally now. And, and it's gonna be the fight that's gonna take him up to the top for probably a top contender match. Maybe he'll fight. I don't know who. I mean, maybe he could fight someone that maybe gets a shot at the title, number one contender match.
Gaethje.
Yeah.
Gaethje.
I think winner fights Gaethje, and the winner fights for the title.
I mean, the winner of that will fight the winner of Oliveira and Chandler.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with Darush. I think he's ready. I'm gonna go for a decision on that.
Man, this is so evenly matched, man. It's
a tough one.
This is another one because too, as well, how he said, Darush is well-rounded besides the floor, and that's dangerous. That is extremely dangerous, and for Ferguson. And knowing Ferguson, we've seen his fights before. He always comes. Oh yeah. He always comes aggressive in the first two rounds. First 2 rounds, he comes aggressive. So that's like the fear that I have that it could go either way. Because what about they're beating the shit out of each other? One gets caught, it gets knocked down. That could happen.
It could happen.
It could happen to either one.
I can see they're just knocking him out in the first round too. I mean,
yeah. I mean, man, this is a tough one, man. I'm gonna have to should I do a coin toss? Nah, you know what? Oh man, I am gonna go by heart on this one. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to go with Ferguson.
Wow.
And I will choose second round knockout. Second round knockout.
Wow.
I see that.
Wow.
Because, come on, we already know how Tony is. He's explosive in the first 2 rounds. He's not going to give up. He's going to go in there. Once he has you somewhere in the spot, he's going to go in. And he's just going to attack until he just...
Did he look like that in his last 2 fights?
I would say no.
Did he look like that in his last 2 fights?
Well, think about it. He fought...
Okay,
but he fought 2 top contenders. That's, that's 2 top contenders he fought. And those
fights that he should have won.
Oh,
fights that he should have won.
Yeah, but it's not going to be easy for Darush because like those 2 losses, they were brutal losses, but he it was decision. It's very hard to stop Ferguson.
Mm-hmm.
But
Isn't
I
it?
just don't think
You're cutting off.
mentally,
Yeah, you're cutting out.
mentally, I don't think. I think those 2 losses really affected him. Who I'm cutting off?
You're good now.
Now you're good now.
Okay, I'm good. Like I said, those 2 losses, I think, I think with Oliveira too, I think it really crushed his spirit. I feel like he was very dominant against a guy that he shouldn't have beaten. I think, and same thing with Gaethje too. He got stopped, which you never seen really get stopped. I think with those 2 losses, I think it really took effect to him. I mean, obviously a lot of people thought he was going to do really, really good against Oliveira, and he just got dominated. And I just see that happening again against Dariush. I think Dariush right now, I think they give Ferguson really a tough fight, and I think Dariush is ready, and I think he's gonna get the win.
I still feel because the fact that with the Gaethje loss, of course, I mean, but it was already, think about that fight. He was already gassed out at the end. And come on. Of course he was going to get knocked out.
He had a camp, though.
Gaethje's
Gaethje should have been the one gassed. Gaethje's the one that came in last minute.
Hey, he had bad instruction. He was told to go for that minority role.
And Ferguson's excuse was, I didn't train for this. This is what I hate. Like, Ferguson said, I didn't train for a guy like him. Dude, if you're in training camp, you're supposed to train for everything. I don't care if you're fighting a wrestler. Train your stand-up and everything. I think that's a dumb excuse, in my opinion. I think, if, like I said, if you weren't comfortable with it, then you shouldn't have taken the fight. I think if you really wanted to fight Khabib, you should just wait it out. But then again, I think he just wasn't ready for Gaethje, ready for his pressure. And I think that's his fault because he should have trained for everything.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like with the Charles one, I mean, I think I'm pretty sure he's like wants that redemption. Like, okay,
yeah,
I lost horribly to Oliveira, which it was bad.
Yeah.
I mean, that fight was really bad for him, and it looked horrible.
I just think the question is what's his head at? I think that's going to be the biggest question.
I feel like we're going to find out Saturday to find out if he wins.
He's back.
He's back.
He's back.
But if he loses,
are you ruling out a possibility, Alex? You're saying Ferguson has no chance? Like, what do you think his percentage of winning is?
20.
Really?
Wow.
Because
low.
I don't think he submits him because I think is a really good grappler, and I think he won't get a submission. And then his knockout power. Let's just be honest. Tony really doesn't have like really good knockout power. Doesn't really have good knockout. He literally stops guys by either ground and pound or stoppage, but he really doesn't have like a knockout power, like really knockout power to really stop Dariush.
Yeah, but majority.
Yeah, but I'm saying ground and pound, and but TKO strikes. But I'm just saying one punch knockout really doesn't really have that, and I don't think it's gonna be good enough. It's not gonna be strong enough to knock out Dariush, in my opinion. And then when he tries to go for a big punch, Dariush's gonna double leg and it's gonna take him down. Dariush is not stupid. He's not gonna go against. I don't think he's gonna strike him. Man. I think he's gonna stick to what he knows in wrestling, and I think he's gonna copy pretty much what Oliveira did. Is just take him to the ground. And I don't think Ferguson's takedown defense is good enough against a guy like Ferguson or a guy like Dariush.
That's a big question too. That I do question.
He's not stupid, but once you're in there, things change. Look at the Gaethje fight. Gaethje pretty much beat Ferguson in his own game. You're in that fight, and I don't know if there's a crowd in this event. Is there? Especially if there is a crowd.
I think there is.
And you're striking. If you're striking with Ferguson, things change, and you want to get in there. Like, no, now I have a chance to knock out Ferguson.
I think if it's 6 to stand up,
I
think Ferguson has a good chance. I think if it's 6 to stand up, I think Ferguson has a good chance. But I just don't see it.
I just have a feeling that he's going to catch him on the second round. It's a possibility that Ferguson's going to catch him.
Oh yeah.
Something's going to happen because, I mean, if you just think about what you said, you said, okay, he had to learn from his lesson from Oliveira fight because there was nothing but the ground. And if Dariush is the same thing, I'm pretty sure he's fully aware that Dariush has that, well-rounded with that as well on the ground. So I'm pretty sure he's going to be ready for that.
Yeah, but if he couldn't stop a takedown from Oliveira, he really is going to stop a takedown from Dariush. Dariush is a world-class wrestler.
I get your point on that. But I mean, I don't know.
Oliveira wasn't.
Yeah, man, what a tough card. You know what? Just to think about it, this is Really, really tough card. Even with the other 3 fights that are not involved, but this card itself is really, really tough. This is a coin toss for every fight, man, all of them. Which now brings me down to the main event. Who will be crowned?
I don't need a coin flip for this.
Oh my God, me neither.
I can't either. And Alex Dariush is not a world-class wrestler. He's a good wrestler, but he's not world-class.
He's a
the world-class jiu-jitsu. World-class jiu-jitsu, the same thing of Oliveira. World-class jiu-jitsu, the guy's won his world
Isn't Dariush like an Olympian?
Who, Dariush?
Yeah.
No. He's won Brazilian world championships, but I don't see any credentials of him in wrestling.
Oh.
He's a jiu-jitsu world champion. He's like a 3-time no-gi world champion.
But I think as a wrestler, I think he's a way better as Oliveira for sure. I mean, all his wins are mostly taken down.
Take that away from Oliveira's a good wrestler as well. Oliveira's.
What are you talking about?
From his beginning, from his fight from Frankie Edgar from years ago, from his beginning, Oliveira has grown so much.
What are you talking about? Edgar took him down.
Yeah, I'm saying from that fight to now, he is a way different wrestler than then.
I don't know.
And now he even submitted a great wrestler in Kevin Lee.
Kevin Lee, I don't think he's a good wrestler.
I think he's I think he's more of a
Kevin Lee hasn't won a fight in I don't know how long. When we see Kevin Lee in the top news, he hasn't really been out there.
Kevin Lee was actually a wrestler and a collegiate wrestler as well. Kevin Lee has a great wrestler also.
Yeah, but look where he's at now, though. You really don't hear a lot about Kevin Lee. This is to be honest. Top guy years ago, but you don't really see him anything anymore.
I'm just saying Oliveira has evolved, and I think he's well-rounded in his wrestling and his
All I know is Oliveira he's a great fighter. I just don't think he's gonna do it enough to fight to beat Chandler, in my opinion. I mean, I'm also giving my prediction out right now.
Yeah, let's do it now.
Go for it.
Like I said, I think Chandler wins. I think he's just think stand-up wise, I think he's better than him in stand-up. I think if Chandler wants to take it to the ground, he can take him to the ground. I think the only chance Oliveira has if he chokes him out, gets him in a submission. But I don't see that happening. I think Chandler's well-rounded and everything, and I think wherever the fight goes, he's better than him. I think if it stays stand-up, I think the whole point of this Chandler's going to want it to be stand-up. I think Chandler's going to land that big punch. He's going to knock out Oliveira, and I think I see that probably the first round, probably.
Ooh, I love that. Great call.
But then again, who knows? Maybe Oliver could catch him.
See, are you gonna change your damn picks on the
wait?
Yeah, man. I know you said it was a world class wrestler.
Because I like to count all the people out.
It's called well-rounded. When you're well-rounded, you're good at everywhere.
Are you gonna change your pick? Wait, are you gonna change your pick, or are you gonna?
No, I'm not changing your pick. That's the pick. That's the pick. But obviously, we have listeners here that want my input and want to know, especially if there's probably people that are betting in this. So they're probably listening to me. All right. Obviously, Ivan, they're going to listen to the champ. Okay. They're going to listen to the champ here. Okay. Like I said, Oliveira could catch him in, come in for a big punch. I think he has a really good counter. Who knows if Chandler's aiming for the big shot? I think Oliveira's sitting for that counter. I mean, he might catch him coming in too, because if you really look at how Chandler fights, he really winds up that punch, especially that right hand. And if Oliveira smart, covers up and catches him coming in, could put him out. So, and he's a bigger fighter too. But like I said, I think I'm gonna have to go with Chandler. I think he lands that big punch before Oliveira does.
Okay, so you choose round one. Okay, TKO first round.
Yeah.
All right, Richard. What you got on this one?
And again, Richard, don't ever interrupt the champ. Okay, don't you ever interrupt me when I'm talking.
I guess Oliveira isn't a world-class fighter either,
These people are waiting every pay per view to listen to what I have to say.
Sure.
Okay. So don't punish these people, okay? Just because they're just jealous and they want a title.
Don't punish these people.
Just punish these nice innocent people that are stay tuned to every pay per view to watch this video. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So respect to the champ.
Are you done massaging your ego?
Hey man, I've won twice. Ivan, how many times has he won?
Keep me out of this.
How many?
You're just motivating me more to win this thing.
I just want the comments. Comment down how many times he's won. Put in the comments. How many times
I just want to see the comments. How many people want Alex to lose? That's all. Comment down. Just answer me that. Don't even pick me to win. Pick anybody else to win. I just want to know how many people want you to lose.
I'm a 2-time champ, okay?
Anyway,
I feed off of this, Ivan. Everyone out there watching, I feed off this, man. It makes me want to win even more, okay? That's why I've been such a dominant champion, okay?
And that's why it feeds us more, because we want you to lose a belt. That's what we want.
But that's not going to happen, because then you're just pissing off the bull, you know? You're just pissing off the bear. You're poking the bear.
Now you're a bull.
All right.
You're poking the bear. I mean, you're just gonna piss me off, and I'm just gonna humiliate all of you guys, and I'm just gonna win.
Oh, Richard, take him to school, bro. Take him to school.
Okay, let's
take him to school. He hasn't won. What do you mean take him to school? I've been taking him to school every time we've done this. I've been.
Oh my god! All right.
Jeez, take me to school. Jeez, he hasn't done that yet. I'm still waiting. I'm waiting outside for him to take me to school. I haven't even seen it. I'm still waiting.
Oh my god! All right, so let's start with Chandler. I feel like he's done.
He's nervous. He can't even talk.
Oh my god! Let the man speak. You gotta make his pick,
let's
bro.
Start. Yeah, let's start. So Chandler is a world-class wrestler because he's done it all. He wrestled for University of Missouri. He was a team captain. He was an NCAA Division I American. I mean, when you think of wrestling, you think of Chandler, especially how much he implements it in his game. We've seen it in his whole Bellator career. The guy has won the lightweight championship, I believe, twice. So he knows how it feels to be a champion. And what I like about him, guys win the championship and then they kind of go down, or they kind of just linger around the top 5. This guy wins it and then loses it and comes back even hungrier to win it. And now he's even hungrier because now he has so much. He has that stigma of being a Bellator fighter. And I think in a past episode we've all talked about it, and Chris has mentioned it, that once you come from Bellator, you're still like, oh, he's that Bellator guy. He's not going to win. There's kind of like some sense. There's kind of a feeling that Dana wants to beat these guys. Say, hey, you're a Bellator fighter. You're not going to make it here. But Dana always kind of, even we saw Alex and I were talking about Kayla Harrison. Kayla Harrison's a great fighter. She wants to go in the UFC, and now Dana's like, oh, I don't know if she's ready yet. Like, she's an Olympian. She's a world-class fighter. She should be there. The same thing with this guy. You say he wasn't ready, and all these casuals are saying, oh, Chandler is not ready. He's going to get eaten alive. Then you come in, and you knock out Dan Hooker, in 2 minutes and 30 seconds in the fight, and it was a great knockout highlight reel for his career. And then even before that, for sure. Greatest debut. And even before that, the man was what? He was going to jump in if there was a fallout from the main event to get the championship shot with Gaethje, right?
Yes.
And Khabib,
and Ferguson. And Khabib, I'm sorry. And Khabib. So that shows, Dana could talk and all these people, all these casuals could talk. There's a reason why he was going to be a substitute. Because he is a world-class fighter. He is the top 5, top 2 guys in the world. He deserves to be there. He's beaten some of the guys, and Bellator was stacked. He's beaten Benson Henderson. He's beaten Brandon Gertz, Brent Primus. He's beaten the best guys you can think of in Bellator. He's also lost to some. He lost to Eddie Alvarez. He also beat Eddie Alvarez. He lost to Will Brooks. But that guy, once he loses, he'll go on a 4-fight win streak. He just wants it. And I think with this fight, he wants it really bad. But so does Oliveira. Oliveira, he made his debut in the UFC when he was like a kid, right? I think he was like 20, 21. I don't even think he was legal to drink. And he was fighting in the UFC.
He's from Brazil, bro, so he was able to drink.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was drinking and partying. But maybe a 20-year-old kid coming in, and, you're fighting some of the best in the world. I mean, he's beating guys like, I'm going to his list. It's crazy. He's beating Clay Guida. He's beating Nick Lentz. He's beating Tony Ferguson, which was a great fight. He just defeated Kevin Lee. Alex saying like, oh, it's Kevin Lee. Kevin Lee's a top guy too. He's had his up and downs, but he's no slouch. And he beat him by guillotine. And what I mean is, he's dangerous. He is a world-class jiu-jitsu fighter in mixed martial arts. He's 30 wins, 19 of those wins are by submission. He also has, he can knock out too. He has 8 knockouts with those 30 wins. He's a dangerous fighter for Chandler. I could see Chandler getting submitted, but I also could see Chandler knocking him out. I mean, if you look, Chandler too, he's never lost by submission. He's only lost 5 fights, and 3 of those are by knockout, and 2 of those by decision. And I'm ruling out the decision because I don't see a decision in this fight. So that's not going to happen. I think it's either going to be a knockout or possibly a submission for Oliveira. I think Oliveira's best chance is for a submission. Because I think in the stand-up, I think he's going to have a lot of trouble. Because when you look up in a dictionary explosiveness or explosive, you see Michael Chandler. And that comes from his roots as a wrestler. Years ago when I was in training, that's what they told, explode, explode, explode. And that's all he does. He just digs, digs, digs. He just comes forward. He could knock you out, and he could just bully you in the ground. And that's what makes Chandler so dangerous. And by saying that, I could see Chandler winning by knockout. I see him winning. But I could see him losing by submission as well. I don't think there's going to be a decision for this fight. I mean, there could be a decision if these guys respect each other so much that they're scared. Oh, man, he could knock me out. Oh, no, this guy could submit me. And it could be kind of a stand-up fight and kind of testing each other the first 2-3 rounds. And then maybe it goes to decision. But I don't see that. I think Chandler really wants to knock out and prove that he's the best lightweight in the world. And so does Oliveira.
So what do you got on this one?
I'm going to say Chandler, but, oh, man. I could say knockout, or the only way I see decision is him bullying Oliveira and, possibly, just ground and pound the whole 5 rounds. But I think Chandler wins by, I would say, 3rd round knockout.
Man, I love everybody. I mean, shit.
It's a tough fight.
It is. It absolutely is. It's.
I was like,
oh my God, I'm just looking at the statistics. Everything overall of the career. I mean, come on, Chandler, the man knocked out Benson Henderson, for God's sakes. Damn, that was horrible. That was horrible. I mean, and I was a big Benson Henderson fan too. Before he went to Bellator, I was wishing for the best for him. But,
and they fought before that. They fought and it was a split decision. Then he comes back and he knocks him out in the first round. That shows how bad he always comes better. He just says he goes back to his training room in his camp and he's like, I'm going to prove you what I can do. Now I'm going to knock out this dude, and he did.
Yeah.
That's what I love about him. You think of wrestling and that style of training and that mentality, he has it.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to give up. He wants to get a stellar performance. He had so much heat coming in the UFC, and he knocks out Hooker, which Hooker's a great fighter. He knocks him on the first round.
Yeah.
Which is
crazy. It's crazy because, Hooker had the size advantage, the length advantage, and he did not take advantage of that. And just definitely, and you see how Chandler automatically just rushed in and just knocking him out,
crazy,
ground and pounding him, and that was it. He couldn't even get up. I'm like, Jesus, what the hell? No offense to Hooker. I mean, he is okay. He's okay. He's right now number 8 in the rankings, but but still, he has his moments. But this one, I was expecting Hooker to give him a fight, and he did not.
He's a tough guy to put out too.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I mean, but just to see that happening, Chandler, he's hungry. He's hungry for this belt, and he's want to make a statement that he is the number. I'm the one taking over this lightweight division now, and if he does, man, this is I'm gonna man. I think Gaethje better watch out. I still want to see a Gaethje and Chandler fight. That's a must. Even with Poirier, I think I hate to say, I love Poirier. I respect him, but something tells me that if Chandler wins, which I'm going to choose him to win anyways, 2nd round knockout. I'm saying it now, 2nd round. So I'll go 2nd round TKO. But Chandler wins, he wins that whole division automatically. I'm sorry. I mean, Poirier, I respect him, but I feel like Chandler will demolish him. I think it was murder him. Compared to Gaethje,
respect.
Yeah, he's gonna get that respect. The only person in that division who will give him a little trouble will be Gaethje. That's my opinion. I feel Gaethje will probably give him that little trouble because they're both well-rounded and they're almost evenly matched. I'm not saying Oliveira is not either, but I just feel that Chandler's more hungry than Oliveira. I think by watching just embedded, just Oliveira's ego is more like, I'm gonna murder this guy, whatever, blah blah. I'm like, you're not taking this fight serious like this guy is. You know, you've been in the game for so long. Like you mentioned earlier, but you know, this guy just coming in to make a statement, make a name out of himself here in the UFC, and I think he's gonna do it by knocking Oliveira out. That's for sure. But I see that happening on the second round, at least second round. I see that. I mean, and look at the rankings. Okay, you have Poirier number 1, Gaethje 2, Oliveira 3, Chandler 4, Ferguson 5, McGregor 6, Rafael Dos Anjos 7, Hooker 8, the Darush 9, Felder 10, Islam Makhachev he moved up actually. So Paul Felder went down to 11. So and then also, wait a minute, and Gregor Giuseppe he moved up. Oh shit, he moved up. So he moved to 2 spots. So okay, so that puts Gregor at 9 and puts Islam at 11. No, at 10. And then you have Diego Ferreira moving up 2 spots. And then Kevin Lee's like, well, pretty much Drew Dober's the last one in the fucking rankings. That's it. Yeah. But like, man, you know what? Chandler's gonna take the whole division, bro.
Unless Khabib comes back. Money.
Yeah. Khabib and guys like Poirier need to shut the hell up. Same thing with the Diaz brothers. I mean, they weren't giving Chandler any respect. Poirier was like, oh, he's a fake champion. He's not the fake champion. Whoever wins this is the real champion of the world. And either it's going to be Oliveira that night or it's going to be Chandler.
Yeah. And
both guys need respect. Oliveira's a dangerous fighter as well. I'm not counting him out. The reason why I say Oliveira has a chance of winning by submission because that's his best chance, I believe. He's had, how many fights he's had? He's had 30 wins. Only 8 of those are by knockout. So I wouldn't say a high percentage of him winning by knockout. So, and the decision too, I don't think that it's a possibility, but I don't see it going by decision. I just see it. I see his best bet going by submission, even though Chandler's never been submitted, because he might be the first one. Because Chandler's going to take him down if he does have some trouble, and that would be his best bet.
Yeah.
But Chandler's so good, so damn good, and controlling when he's on full mount or side control, he could just hold you down there. It's just going to be. I mean, it's going to be a good fight. Now that could be a toss up as well.
Yeah, I agree. Man, this is an epic card. Honestly, this is like this is our do or die for everyone in the card. This is like everybody needs to make a name out of themselves on every fight to get to be known as a top contender. And that's, man, I'm looking forward. I mean, but I'll take it to you, Richard. Out of the main card, which one actually are you looking forward to the most?
It's gonna be Oliveira versus Chandler. I mean, the all great fights of Tony Ferguson, like you were saying right now, all these fights could be life-changing moments. I mean, Dariush could win, and then he's a contender, and then you see Ferguson, he might be his way out.
Yeah.
But if he wins, he's back at it again. The same thing with Caitlin. Caitlin could win and then come in, be number 1 or 2 and get her next shot again. I don't think it's going to turn out differently. She has a rematch, but then again, it's a chance, and you never know with this game. Caitlin might, impress us and get a dominant win, and I'm just saying she might. As Harper, I can't say that. I'm trying to say Caitlin might defeat Shevchenko, but I don't see anybody beating Shevchenko.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of respect for Caitlin because she has the guts to get in that fight, get in that cage and fight. And any person that fights in the cage, I don't care if you fought one time, I have the most respect for you because it's so hard to be a fighter, especially at high level. Caitlin, I respect her so much, but there's no one in that division. I just don't see anybody. Even with Vivian, she wins. I don't think, like you said, she beats Caitlin. She might be top 2 now. She might be ranked to take
top 5, top 2. Yeah, she'll
top
be
5?
moving up. Yeah.
Vivian,
But she would need more than. But see, that win is not enough to put her as a top contender. She needs at least 2 other fights.
Exactly, I agree. But knowing the UFC, they might give it to her. You just don't know. Especially she beats Caitlin in some crazy fashion.
There's no one out there.
There's no one out there, and I hope that doesn't happen because Vivian could be a rising star. The same thing with Edson. Edson could win this, and then in a couple of fights, he could get a shot at the championship.
Yeah.
Shane's a tough guy too. He gets his fight, and now everyone knows who Shane is. The thing was Schnell, and the Rogério fight. The fight continued. Ronaldo versus Andrew Munez. That's another fight too.
Yeah.
These fights are so make and break for these guys' career. You can either go downhill and try to build up, or you could be the next title challenger within a year or two.
Yeah.
And with this, but then again, like I said, the fight I'm looking forward is Oliveira and Chandler.
Yeah. All right, champ. Do you feel the same?
No, absolutely. You know, every fight, you know, I think every fighter has to make a big splash, and you know, that makes an entertaining card. You know, especially with these types of fights, and you know, I think it's going to make a really good card, and it's going to be explosive, and it's going to be a good night of fights for sure. Hopefully, knock on wood. Hopefully, it's not the opposite.
Boring fights.
What if it's like the worst card ever? No, no. I mean, I think it's going to be a good card, hopefully, and obviously, I'm excited for the main event. Just see who wins, and it's going to be exciting.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm with you guys on that too. I think the main event's going to be the most exciting because obviously we're going to get a new crowd, a new champ for sure. I mean, Dustin, I'm with you, Richard, about Dustin, you know, open his mouth. Shut up. I mean, you're not the real champ. Yeah. You're done. That's it. This is the real championship fight here. Yours doesn't count. You know,
he could beat and the thing is important. Like, he's proven it so much. He could beat McGregor again, and then he'll be the next guy in line possibly.
Yeah.
And it's very possible. I would love to see him fight versus Chandler or the winner or Oliveira, either one.
Yeah.
You know, but then again, like I remember Chris was saying, it looks like Poirier is more at this point in his career. He just wants the money, and he's very well deserved. He should be getting his payday now. You know, and I respect Poirier too. He's a great fighter, and his charity too. What he does, what's it called? Fight for a cause, fight for a good cause, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And McGregor, I hope, does donate that money because I think that's shady. That don't.
Oh my God!
He should give him that money. Connor's the kind of guy that would. I could see Connor winning that next fight and then giving him the money afterwards. But I hope, you know, he's a great human being. Nothing against it, but like I said, just the trash talk. Like why are you shitting on Chandler? He deserved it. He got a shot. There's a reason why he got the championship shot. Anyone who used to get talk trash like Dana White, but that guy's a world champion level.
Yeah,
Chandler is a real deal.
Sure.
And I could, even if Chandler loses that fight, I could see him coming back and getting a shot later on. Chandler's not going to give up.
No, he's not.
If you look at his career, he doesn't give up.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm with you 100%. And I don't win or lose. I mean, for Chandler, if he loses, he's able to bounce back quickly. And I think Dana has a lot of high hopes for him. I mean, especially he signed him. I don't know how much he signed him for. I mean, you just took him away from Bellator. So, yeah, that means you definitely have high hope for this individual. He impressed you his debut. So, of course, you're going to have high hopes. So, I don't see if Chandler loses, I don't see Chandler starting for the bottom again. I have a feeling they'll give him like at least 1 or 2 bouts.
He'll still be in the mix.
And still be in the mix. Yeah, because he's no matter what, he's going to be like a top 5 contender.
Because he could lose and then fight the winner of Ferguson Dariush.
That'll be dope to see. I would love to see that too. If that happens, then why not? Dariush and Chandler, that'll be another epic fight there.
And all these, you know, new fans or whatever you want to call them, casual fans, you can't doubt Chandler. I don't know why people are downing him. Even he said even when he left Bellator that they didn't really want to resign him because I don't know if it's true. Alex was telling me, we're talking about it, where Scott Coker, the president of Bellator, was saying, oh, he's getting older in age. He doesn't have it. Like, really? How can you say that about him? Like, this guy, I think he's in his prime right now. I think right now he's really in his prime. And we're going to see something. Hope I don't eat my words, but like I said, this is a fight game. Anything can happen. Chandler could lose in the first round. You just never know. Oliveira could catch him with some submission, or never know. Oliveira could knock him out. It's very possible.
Yeah.
And anything could happen in this game, and it's going to be a very exciting fight. And the same thing with Khabib. I know Khabib might be tweeting that night also. Khabib, because he's a fake champion too. Well, Khabib, come back. I would love to see him fight the winner of this fight.
Yeah, I mean, that's another question too. Like, is he waiting for that? I mean, that's like the biggest cue for him to talk shit on social media. If you want to do that, I mean, man. Come on, man. You've proven your point already. You retired as a champ. Why open your mouth in the first place? What is it what is it that you're getting out of it? You want center of attention? Is that what it is? Yeah. If that's the case, why did you fight in the beginning? Why didn't you fight? Yeah. You know, why did you come back? You know, exactly. Then if that's the case, then don't say anything at all. Show the respect to these athletes are fighting for. You're at the pinnacle right there already. They just want to be. Yeah. Why you're afraid of going to take? Yeah, you chose to retire. And What you're afraid that their name's gonna be better than yours? In that
And
division?
it might happen because let's be honest, you like Khabib undefeated, whatever, but he would never be considered the greatest because he never really
Defended
fought anyone. I mean, don't get me wrong, he fought some tough guys, but he just never fought a guy that was either a wrestler or a good grappler. He just fought guys that are really good stand-up guys that don't really have a good ground game.
Yeah.
You know, if you look at all the guys he fought, they're all strikers. He never really fought a good guy that was well-rounded or good in the ground or just defend a takedown. You know, and then he really never spent. If you really think about it, he beat Al Quinn to become world champion.
Oh, out of La Quinta? Yeah.
Yeah. You know, just be honest, like it was a short notice fight, but that's who he beat to become the world champ. You know, it's not like he beat, a guy that, I mean, it's like you beat at the time world champion. You know, if I a guy that was short notice.
and with the decision too, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah. Unanimous decision. That you
and
won that vacated.
I just didn't think he never really stayed long enough to really put,
Cement his career.
his career.
I agree with that. I think he did not stay much long. I mean, okay, maybe this last fight was I can't say it was like the best or the worst. It was okay, but at least you could say that Gaethje was someone that he kind of fought where like a kind of like almost well-rounded contender. But I don't know, that fight to me, I feel like Gaethje was not ready. I don't know. I felt like Gaethje was not ready for Khabib at that time. I don't know if he did. I mean, he did full camp, but I don't know. Something, if you look at that fight again, you can see that Gaethje was not prepared. I don't think he was expecting whatever Khabib was going to do.
Yeah. I think he was more worried for the takedown.
Yeah. But I'm with you on that. That's probably the only issue.
Gaethje's a great wrestler too.
Yeah.
He couldn't. Yeah. I don't know what happened that night too. And
he's just
he's
just a guy. He's just a guy that never really did, because he's a guy that never really uses wrestling in his MMA career.
That's true.
And I think that's the reason why. I just think after a while, he kind of said like, "Dang, I never really took anyone down in a long time or defended." I think it was a little bit rusty in the ground game, in the wrestling game. He was kind of rusty, and I think that's the reason why Khabib was so successful.
That's true.
The same thing with like old school fighters like Liddell. Liddell, like people don't forget, he was great. He was a great wrestler. He could stop any takedown. That's why he knew he had that right hand, because he just was so great at stopping takedowns.
Yeah.
He had in his back pocket. But when you think of Chuck Liddell, you don't think of a wrestler. You think of a knockout or sitting with Dan Henderson. Dan Henderson, I think he was like an Olympic level wrestler.
Yeah, he was.
You don't think of him as a wrestler. You think of him as Dan H-Bomb Henderson, because he had that right hand that would knock out anybody.
Yeah.
The same thing with Gaethje. Gaethje never really uses wrestling, and you thought his best chance was using Khabib, and he didn't.
Well, probably maybe most of the fighters he fought were all just strikers, and they were not really much.
Barboza, Michael Johnson.
Yeah.
Healy,
Yeah. Like Eddie Alvarez, Poirier, like he fought pretty much fought strikers, and most of his wins were by TKO, the majority of them. So I mean, for Khabib's career to be solidified as one of the best, no, he's not for me. I mean, he's up there, but is he the top pound for pound? No, I don't think so. And I think that's probably the fear what he has. Maybe that could be the fear, that the fact that maybe either Chandler or Oliveira, one of these two, are going to be the next top pound for pound lightweight champion that will take over the division, clear it out, and they could be the one like on top, because these two are overall both well-rounded in the ground and stand-up. So maybe that's
top of the game right now.
So that could be possibly maybe why he started talking shit. And he always, even with Dustin, like, why? For what reason? So I mean, until the winner of that fight, I would like to see Khabib fucking call or text Dana, you know what? I'm ready to come back. I want to fight the winner of that fight. Let's go. And then you can solidify yourself as the top lightweight contender from there. If you fight the winner of this fight, then that's where your career could be solidified as the toppest lightweight champion of all time.
Exactly. And he's not done yet. I think, like Daniel Cormier, when he retired, he pulled his name out the USADA testing pool. And even Dana, like, once you do that, you're pretty much out, because how hard it is to go back he's never pulled his name out of USADA.
Yeah.
So he could be tested still, which means he's still in it. Like I don't think he's officially retired. He is retired, but pull your name out, get out of there, and you're done. You're retired.
Yeah.
If he was really retired, he'd pull his name out of the USADA testing pool, in my opinion. I think he really wants to fight. I think he's itching for it. But like we know about his history. His father passed, and that's tough. It's really tough to continue. His father was at every fight. He made us promise to his mother that he was going to retire. His dad is in there, and I respect that. But don't call these guys a fake champion if you're not going to fight. Don't call them out if you're not going to fight. What's the point of getting all this Twitter clout if you're not going to fight?
Yeah.
Like you never seen GSP call anyone fake champions when he retired.
No, he never did. He actually had a higher respect for the fighters. I've never seen him trash talk anybody. I've never seen it. By far, what I've seen about it on social media, I don't see him trash talk. Maybe maybe Gregor, but that's it. Oh my God, the champ is freezing out. Guess he has to.
They want you out of here.
Yeah, Glazier's messing with you. Glazier from WCW is freezing you. Not Mortal Kombat, bro. No. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in here on the Circle
Alex
Debate.
Mara's MMA show, baby, where you get the best predictions and the home champ is here.
Oh, man.
Oh my God. Where is Chris and Jose and Ryan?
I know.
They're scared. They're in their rooms.
Because
they don't want to be seen.
Because Glazier's freezing.
They're scared. They're scared, man. They're scared.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it's a Circle Debate podcast and Championship on the Line podcast. So
also, real quick, Ivan, real quick. There's someone that commented in the last video that I did not like what this person said. Jeremy Prophet, I think you mistakenly got confused. You said it looks good on Irvin's shoulder. I think you meant me. It looks good on my shoulder, baby. I think you got yourself wrong. It's okay, Jeremy. I will correct you. The belt looks good on Alex's shoulder.
No, baby. Because he knows it looking good at me, baby. It looks good on me. That's what it looks like.
Me. I think Jeremy, It's okay, Jeremy. I forgive you, okay? I forgive you. It's okay. Looks good on my shoulder.
Well, we got to have Jeremy on the show someday because maybe he might want to get a title shot of that.
No, man. He won't even win. He won't even be close.
Wow.
Well,
again, he's a king in the ring, but I am the king of predictions, baby.
We'll have to wait and see, man. Well, I'm looking forward to see who's going to win this.
Me.
So I feel like it's going to be a close. It's going to be a close one. It's going to be a close, very close. I think all of our predictions is going to be a low scoring. I think. I something tells me that we're going to lose a couple fights, especially in the prelims. I think the prelims is the one where it's going to matter the most. That's where I think it's the most right there to see who will take it. But Richard, if you win, bro, I will be stoked. I'll be happy. You don't know how
that's not going to happen.
Go.
Oh.
It's not going to happen.
We'll see. Don't change your picks last minute.
There you go. Don't change your picks.
I can't promise that.
You see?
Always does this crap.
He always does that.
Hey, I just think it's not fair that you're writing them down, Ivan. You're trying to copy my picks, man.
No, bro, because I write down my own picks too, bro. So I know what I've said. So
but you're probably copying me because you know the smart decision is to bet on me, baby.
No, because I did some predictions that you were wrong about, and mine came out right. Remind you of that.
Yeah, and then you lost.
That's okay.
The shortest reign ever, your first defense, you couldn't do it, man.
And watch it, I get it back, baby. Watch it, I get it back. And then you're going to be the one. Your shortest,
we'll see.
2-time reign, bro.
You had the lowest score last time. You had the lowest score last time, so you were
because close. my prelims were horrible compared to yours. Yeah. That's why. You won in your prelims. Yours were right on point because you got some that were knockout, and I think of the submission you had. So that's why you kind of won more extra points than that. But you're lucky.
Yeah. No, you just know you're beatable, Alex. Ivan's beat you already. You're beatable.
You're beatable. You're beatable. You're beatable. And watch, either Richard or myself or
I know all
of Chris.
You guys are beatable. Because you want to know why? Because I beat all of you guys 5 times already. So I think all you guys are beatable.
Okay. We'll wait and find it out. We'll see.
It's adorable
we'll
that you know
week.
your own statistics.
I did it once. I did it twice. I did it 3 times and 4 times. And I'll do it again.
And yes, we'll be back next week, ladies and gentlemen, giving our recap and see if we still have a still or a new Tapology World Champions, which we will see a brand new Tapology World Champion. That we hope so as well. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, the host of Divas One I've been seeing here with my brothers, brother mothers, of course, the Modest of Pain, the Championship on the Line podcast, Richard Payne Modest, and of course, I have to do it because if I don't do it, he's gonna start wah. So reigning, defending, undisputed Tapology World Champion, Alex the Champ Modest.
There you go.
Thanks to you guys. Au revoir, good day, and we will see you guys next week.
Boom.